Hello everyone, my name is Sean Baker, and today I'm here to present to you, football should not be a sport for children. Doug Cooper once said, "A major life decision is never a choice, but a realization that the choice is already made." Letting your child play football may be lethal. If coaches don't take the necessary precautions in teaching them the correct strategies or methods to play the game, consequences may be extremely harmful. Today I will be discussing three main arguments to my topic. Those arguments are: helmets do not stop 100% of those possible injuries, tackle football is not for children, and is football safe for kids? Though the sport is always thought of as fun, is it really safe? I'll be speaking on evidence from the PVS why. Just because you're wearing an expensive piece of plastic does not mean you aren't prone to the very possible injuries. The authors made a very imperative statement on quote, "Another reason is you are probably thinking my child is safe is because they have on a helmet. Guess again, because no particular type of helmet can keep 100% of children safe from injuries." The biggest misconception about football helmets is that they prevent concussions. They don't. Helmets protect the skull from fractures. Concussions are caused when the brain moves inside the skull. Helmets do little to prevent the brain from rattling inside the skull. Helmets are part of the problem. They are not part of the solution, says Oliver Collinley. There are some people that say that no sport is risk-free. And what I say to them is that, what if children didn't play sports at all? In support of that, the severe concussion rate is at 12%, says Queen Aron, which is very low considering all the controversial talk. Playing football has its pros, but it most definitely has its cons. Playing football at an early age is a pathway to brain damage or degenerative diseases, according to the Washington Post. Playing football can very likely damage brain deficiency to where your life spirals on a downward hill. Those who started playing contact sports before the age of 12 suffered more behavioral, cognitive, and emotional problems versus those who started playing football after the age of 12. Youth football leagues have instituted practice and rules changes in a bid to the game. But this report, along with the Boston University Center's early study, found that 110 of 111 brains of deceased NFL players have degenerative brain diseases. First story. An article by Linda Coral spoke on the downhill spiral of the life of former NFL player Michael Keck. The man was only in his late 20s and was already having brain memory problems. He also became extremely aggressive and also extremely emotional. There are some people that say, in spite of all the controversial talk that the media gives of the dangers of football, there aren't that many cases of CTE. And what I have to say to them is, do you have evidence to support that claim? Yes, there is evidence. There are over 1 million high school students who play football each year, but a very, very small amount of them are cases of CTE, says Dr. David Geyer at Post and Courier. As entertaining or satisfying as it may be to see your son or child play football, it is deadly. According to CBS New York, though you may feel a sense of pleasure watching your child play, it is extremely lethal and you should proceed with caution. Quote unquote, the brain is going through this incredible time of growth between the years of 10 and 12 years old, and if you subject your child to that development and brain to repetitive impacts, it may cause later problems in life, said Dr. Robert Stern. Dr. Chris Widows said that children's brains are undergoing such rapid change, particularly in category maybe from 9 to 18, and we just don't know a lot about it. Personal example. American football player Mike Webster died of a heart attack in 2002 at age 50. But his post-NFL years were saturated with setbacks, lots and lots of setbacks. He lost all his money, got divorced, forgot how to eat, sleeping problems, everything. He eventually led up to being slept. He eventually started sleeping in his car. His behavior became extremely erratic, explosive, emotional, and etc. He lost his mind basically. All that because of him getting CTE. Some argue that kids should be able to play football as long as they're being taught the correct methods. And my argument to that is, even as kids are taught the correct methods, things happen. They're susceptible to injury. In support of that, there has been a heavy push to inform current and prospective players about the dangers of the sport, notably head trauma. But despite the obvious injury risk, I believe that football remains one of the most rewarding and great sport a child can play. So says Hunter Hewitt at ActiveKids.com. It's life-threatening to play this sport, but if you decide to play, please make sure you know what you're doing. In a total, today the things we spoke on were: helmets do not stop 100% of the injuries. Tackle football is not for children, it is football for kids. Make good decisions today so you don't have regrets tomorrow. Sonia Parker. My name is Sean Baker, and thank you for watching my informative speech.